great. That can be your local team. We never want to take away the experts that people are already using, right? Because you might have spent years developing these relationships, and that's wonderful. And so I wouldn't say, you don't have to steer away from local experts or teams that you're using or some of these bigger BDs that have them for you. What I would say is that the VFO allows you to not have to spend the time and the resources and doing so much due diligence to start to just get even close to kind of what we've actually come to evolve into. So I think that's the number one thing that I hear, Stuart, from the advisors that we work with is I could never have taken the time on top of all of what I have to do on my day-to-day work schedule, plus, the experts that I already have. I thought I was getting there. I thought I had this kind of already in place. And then you kind of take a look at ours and you see that it's just so I think just so well built, and it's really allows, I mean, we have some experts, multiple experts in the same discipline, so that you can compare the two different experts. One might be for more of the data.
For those of people who don't know and not familiar with the platform, you've created the technology and software such that if there is a local expert that we like, a estate planning lawyer or what have you, your software is set up just so that you don't put the competition in the client's face. It's not meant to be disruptive. You can say that
100%. And I think that's, some people have that hesitation coming in. Well, I've already got, so and so on my team, or, oh, well, I've been working with XYZ for all these years and it's great. That's amazing. But what if, that expert can't handle the business that maybe our expert could, or vice versa? I mean, isn't it great to have more eyes on one particular case or one strategy or one client circumstance, and to just have the one? And so I think that it's so cool that you mentioned the technology, because it is as simple as a button to disable an expert so they never come up again. But if maybe that expert you end up having a falling out with, you pop them right back on and there they are, and they're always that extension of your team. So it's never meant, again, to take away anyone's expertise or the relationships that you've built, but it's really meant to be that extension so that you're looking bigger, especially for so many, Stuart, of the advisors that we work with. They don't have these huge internal teams, maybe one partner, a couple partners, maybe an internal staff or two, but they're not working these like huge.
It's fantastic. You mentioned, I wouldn't say a dirty word, but the word case. And so I'm going to put you on the spot in understanding that this is going to be hard to narrow down for you, but I think people always love examples. And so I'm sure you've seen a myriad, hundreds of examples.
I tend to enjoy our experts that aren't even really in this more like financial field. So people like a Jeff Deckman, who have come in, and he's our leadership and culture expert, who he will come in and talk about, tribes and working with, really making sure that your team is engaged. And why I like that, I think it's just because I run a team and I really resonate with the types of advisors that we work with who are trying to be better leaders. They really want to come in and grow themselves, and not just their business, but really as individuals. And so I love the experts like the Jeff Deckmans or the John Cuttons of the world, who are just explosively successful, and they come in and actually teach our advisors exactly what to do in order to have that team be more engaged, more efficient, to create this culture of a tribe, to make sure that you're working all in the same direction, to have the right people in the right seats, to make sure that as you're growing your business, it's going in the direction that you want it to. And I think that that's allowed our advisors to really feel like I can have all of these kind of financial strategies in place, which, Stuart, as you said, we could say, hundreds of them. But really, what about this sort of business advisory side of becoming that better business and that better leader and that better all around individual that will gravitate not only better staff, but also better clients, because you're really exuding that, I think, persona of being just sort of that kind of 10x personality. And so
not about desire to change, or even resistance to change from CPAs, and I'll say advisors, or just human nature. It's pretty hard to want to change. And we alluded to the fact that the industry's changing around CPAs and certainly changing around advisors. But what I think might go unnoticed to some extent is and I'll just take it for my own stuff. I get stagnant, of course. So if a client's working with me and I've been in this business 25 plus years, I personally probably am a little stagnant or static to some extent. I'll have to admit that. But maybe you can talk to a little bit. Just
Oh, 100%. And just being a part of the company and watching it evolve has been so fun to see. I think so many of our advisors can be like, oh, another change or something else is different, but it's always in the benefit of the advisors and accountants that we work with to make things better. And I think when you really surround yourself with high-end experts that are doing, really wonderful things out there in the community, it really does give you that desire that we talked about to keep up and to make sure that you're at the forefront and inventing the game rather than just playing the game. So we really take pride in that. And I think that is a wonderful way to kind of guide our roadmap um, to the future. And I will say that I really think the VFO is the future, and we are equipped to kind of take on more and more of these.
Jenna, it's been awesome having you on the show. Before we wrap this up, I just really kind of have one maybe summary question, if you will. For those who have just never seen ERT or virtual family.
Number one is going to be you have to get out of your own way. Take the mindset of a desire to want to evolve, to want to change, and to not be looking for that magic bullet, right? We all want things quickly, especially in this day and age. You want things to happen just like that. But this really is a proven process that takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. Our most successful clients are those that put the time and the effort into changing the way that they think, changing the way that they behave, and becoming better leaders. So I would say that, don't expect things to happen overnight, especially if you're working with accountants. It's not going to happen that way, but stick to it, stick to the process. Here in Philly, we say trust the process. And, I think that that is really the best thing that you can do. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like a genius. That is really our mentality here is we've got the scripts that.
Well, Jenna, I'm going to go with Jen. Jen, how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, well, you could always reach out to me at Elite. Just go ahead and do support at elitert.com and you can get in contact with me. Feel free to reach out on our website, www.
I always love those events. So I'm looking forward to the next one, probably January or something like that.
Yeah, yes.
The Elite Fusion Lab. So
Fusion Lab, yep.
Well, Jenna, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I really appreciate your time. You can get a hold of me, Stuart Kruse, at stuart@kruseassetmanagement.com, or you can find us on our YouTube channel at Kruse AM and LinkedIn at Kruse AM. This has been Money Talk Viewpoint. It's a podcast geared towards high net worth and financial professionals and virtual family office people and those who service them. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the show, you can reach out to moneytalkviewpoint.org. Again, my name has been Stuart Kruse. It's been a pleasure to host you today, where we try to make this financial world better every day. Thank you so much.